everyone, my name is Sharon Platt. I am one of the science tutors with the Student Success Commons, and in this video I would like to go over the muscles of the neck. There are only 3, so this should not be too hard. Just a reminder, muscles always pull, never push. Insertion always pulls toward origin. Alright, so the first one is the platysma, and that is, I'm going to use the book because it's not on the model. That is this one here that comes down the neck. It's like under the chin and down the neck like this. And it's on both sides. Kind of comes down like that. And we don't need to know insertion or origin on this one. The action is it pulls it lowers the mandible. It opens your mouth. The other thing that it does is it protrudes the lip. So this is your pouting muscle. The platysma pouts. Something else that is helpful is sometimes to touch the muscle while you're working it, and then you can actually feel it working, which is kind of cool. So that is the platysma. The next one is a fun one because it tells us exactly where it is, and that is the sternocleidomastoid. So on this model, this right here is the sternocleidomastoid. It starts at the sternum and clavicle and goes up to the mastoid process, which if you remember from the skull is up here, right behind your ear. And let's take a quick look at a different picture of it in this book so you can see the attachment points a little more clearly. Right here, you see it attaches, origin is at the sternum, the manubrium of the sternum, and also here along the clavicle, and then it goes up and attaches at the mastoid process. So remember what we said, insertion pulls toward origin. So if we have the origin, being down at the sternum and clavicle, and the insertion being the mastoid, if you pull that, where's it going to go? Mastoid's going to pull toward the sternum and clavicle. See what that's doing? So if you only use one side of the sternocleidomastoid, you're going to pull your head to the opposite side that the muscle is on. If you use both, you're going to flex the neck. Alright? And that's important because the next one is basically the antagonist. Does pretty much the opposite, slightly different, and that is the Splenic capitis, and that is right here, the one that goes this direction. So here's your sternocleidomastoid, here's your Splenic capitis going there, that direction. All right, and on this book, it's actually harder to see than the model, but it's going right here. Got the sternocleidomastoid, another one, you got that right there. The Splenic capitis is again pulling, but it's going to pull to the same side instead of the opposite side. It's just where the insertion and origin points are. So if you only do one, it's going to pull to the same side. If you do both, it will extend the neck. All right, that is the muscles of the neck.